Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're going to be playing with a brand new collection from Colourpop. Now, I know Colourpop does launch things quite often. Sometimes it's a little overwhelming for me. I feel like I've recently only been picking up products that I think really stand out to me, and that's what happened with this collection that we're going to be trying out today. It's the new iluvsarahii Colourpop collaboration. There's an eyeshadow palette and a lip bundle. I'm so excited to create a look with this. This isn't necessarily like a super first impression. I'm not gonna lie, when it came in the mail, I was swatching stuff. I've kind of played around with it a little bit, but I haven't made a full look with it yet, which I'm so excited about. This is the first iluvsarahii collection that I have personally picked up. I know she's done a lot with Colourpop in the past. Here is the eyeshadow palette. It is so beautiful. The packaging is inspired by kaleidoscopes, which I think is really unique. And the color story in here is so beautiful. It's one of those palettes that has really wearable colors that I definitely will wear, and then some colors that will push me a little bit out of my comfort zone, like this blue, even the mustard yellow and these kind of watermelon pinks. I'm very excited about this. And then there is a lip bundle that has two ultra matte lips and an ultra glossy lip. So we will be trying those as well. I'm going to show you guys quickly the before and after so you can see exactly what we're getting into today. I really want to focus on the eyes, obviously, since there's a new eyeshadow palette to play with, but I really want to make it more sultry and just like a huge statement. So we're really going to play up the eyes today. So let's not waste any more time and let's get right into the tutorial. I've already done my brows. I used the Benefit Precisely My Brow in 3.5, and then I carved out the brow using the High Brow from Benefit as well. I've been using this a ton recently. This is a product that I've had in my things for a very long time. I used to use it a lot and I just recently pulled it out again and I've been loving it. So that's all we have on the face right now. I'm going to go ahead and go into my Maybelline Fit Me Concealer, and I'm going to put a little bit of this on the eyelid, and we're going to start doing the eyes first. I'm just feeling so inspired right now and I'm so excited to just sit down and play with makeup. I'm always excited to sit down and play with makeup, but today especially, I'm just really excited to play with these products. Do you guys ever feel that way when you get a new product in the mail? I just find it to be so therapeutic if it's a product that I've been really looking forward to trying, like this collection. I always get so excited when I finally have a chance to sit down and really play with it. I'm gonna go ahead and press over the concealer that we just applied with my beauty sponge, and then I'm just going to set that. Whoops, there was quite a bit of powder on the brush. Whoopsies, but I'm just taking a translucent powder. This one is from Lawless, and I'm just gonna set the concealer using that. This brush picks up a lot more powder than I was anticipating. All right, here we go. Let's dip into the Through My Eyes eyeshadow palette from Colourpop and iluvsarahii. There's also a beautiful big mirror in here. You get 16 shades, which is quite a bit, so you can make so many looks with this. I'm really excited. Okay, we're gonna start off by dipping into this shade right here called Sandalwood. I was immediately gravitated toward this shade in the palette because it just looks like it's gonna be the most beautiful transition shade. Yep, wow. So pretty. Colourpop has some of the best formulas in my opinion for the price especially. I love Colourpop eyeshadows, you guys probably know. Their pressed formula is amazing, so I'm excited to play with these. I'm just working that in the crease, and I'm bringing it in a little bit into this inner corner here because I'm planning on making a pretty smoked out look, which means that I want to have a little bit of a transition shade in this inner corner here, and I'm going to bring it all the way out to the end of the brow as well. So I'm just building that up until I get the intensity that I want. I think that's pretty good, and that shade is absolutely perfect for a transition. Wow, I love it. This is another shade that I was so happy about. I just love these kinds of colors, so I'm super excited to dip into this one called Nostalgia. It's like a blush mauve pink, I don't know. It looks beautiful. So we're gonna take that on another fluffy brush. This one has a little bit more of a tapered end though, so it's gonna allow us to get more of a precise crease. This is the Morphe M441, and I'm just gonna start to kind of layer that through the crease to bring a little bit more color and warmth. This is so pretty, oh my goodness. I'm also kind of pressing the color on the outer corner to start to build up a little bit of definition right here. You could seriously just stop right here and pop some shimmer on the lid, some mascara, and a gloss, and you would be good to go for every day. Obviously, I am going to be making something a little bit more dramatic, but this palette already seems to be so versatile. So I really want to use these two shades right here, Divina and Flex. We're going to go into Divina first. I know it's the deepest shade in the palette, so most people might not go into this shade yet, but I really do want to start to build up the outer portion of the eyelid, and so I'm just going to add this color in small amounts, and I'm just going to start to buff this on the outer edge here to start to bring some definition. And I really want to layer this up because I want to create a nice smoked out eye look, and so I really want this to be pretty deep on this outer corner. I'm picking up Divina on a smaller brush and continuing to pack it on this outer portion, and then I'm lightly taking what's left on the brush and kind of putting it closer to the inner corner here, because I am going to do a little bit of a cut crease, and I do want that to look a little bit more carved out in the crease. I'm taking what's left on the brush that we were using in our transition. I'm adding a tad bit more above the purple just to bring up the shadows a little bit closer to the brow. Alright, so now I'm going to take some Maybelline Fit Me concealer, and I applied some to the eye. I'm going to open up the eye to see where it lands and gently carve out a cut crease. And then I'm going to bring it toward the center, and then once it hits the middle of the eye, I'm just kind of pressing it with the brush, and then I'm going to take my finger and really pat down the edge because I only want it to go across half the eye. Let's do the same thing to the other eye. Alright, next we're going to go into this gorgeous glittery shade called Flex. And I'm just going to start with that on my finger, and I'm going to start to press that right over top of where we just placed the concealer. And I'm not going to worry about getting it up to the edge quite yet. We're going to use a brush for that for more precision. I'm just more concerned about packing it on the lid with my finger, so that's what we're doing. I love that color combo though. So now I'm taking a flat definer brush, and now I'm taking that shadow on the brush and just moving it up toward the more hard to reach areas, and I'm trying to keep that precision there. We're just basically wanting to cover all the areas that we applied concealer. I'm going back into Divina, which was that deep purple, and we're going to go ahead and press that even more on that outer corner, kind of layering it over top of the shimmery shade. I'm actually going to dip into Nocturne right here, which is a gorgeous cranberry, and I'm going to take the tiniest bit of that to kind of connect the two colors, and then I'm going back in with Flex, which is that silver shade, and pressing it over top just so that it blends seamlessly. I'm wanting to try something a little different than what I normally do. I'm going to take Lucido, which is a gorgeous like champagne gold, and I'm going to start to kind of apply that in the inner corner, but then I also want it to be higher up on the eye. I want a different brush. So do you guys see that? I'm taking the gold and I'm kind of moving it up a little bit on the inner corner, and then I'm really intensifying it in the actual inner corner, but I kind of just want a little something crawling up the eye right here. I'm going to take my pink brush and kind of dust down the very top, but I really like how that looks. Thought I would try something new. Ooh, I like that a lot. So next I'm going to take the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Perversion, and I'm going to really smudge this between the lashes, and I'm going all the way from inner corner to outer corner. I'm also going to take that and I'm going to tight line underneath the lashes. And now I'm going to take a makeup wipe and just clean up any fallout. There was quite a bit with the glitter and with that purple shadow, but that's why we did the eyes first. Also, I noticed that this purple looks a little patchy, but this side worked really well. So I don't know, this is the eye that I didn't really set the concealer too well with powder, so I'm thinking that's what happened. But I'm just going to take a makeup wipe and clean up the edges. And then I'm just taking my finger and pressing out any harsh lines. I'm going to try to add a little bit more Divina to that portion of the eye. Huh, interesting. Alright, let's put on some mascara. I'm going to use the L'Oreal Lash Paradise mascara, and I'm just going to apply it to the top lashes right now, and we're going to do like 3 coats. I want the lashes to be absolutely massive, and this is my go-to mascara for when I want to achieve that kind of a look. Alright, so we've got mascara on the top lashes. Let's move into complexion. I love how the eyes are looking so far. I feel like a cut crease is perfect for this video because Karen, or iluvsarahii, always does the most gorgeous cut creases, so I feel like it's pretty fitting. Alright, let's move into complexion. I'm going to be using the Embryolisse Late Cream Concentrate to hydrate and also to kind of prime my skin. My skin has been very dry recently, and this has definitely saved me on many occasions. It also looks gorgeous underneath foundation, so we're gonna go ahead and use this all over the face. Alright, my skin is nice and hydrated. I love how that feels. It leaves my skin feeling so amazing. For foundation, I wanted to pull out a foundation that I haven't used in the longest time. It's the NARS Natural Radiant Longwear Foundation. I feel like everyone's been kind of mentioning this in their best of 2018 videos, and so I was like, I don't remember exactly how I feel about it. I remember liking it and I used it for a while last year, but then I completely stopped for some reason. So I really want to kind of test it out again and see if I've been missing out, because so many people were talking about how it's like one of their favorites of the year. So I'm gonna go ahead and buff a little bit of this out all over the skin. Oh man, I forgot to use the NYX Angel Veil Primer. Pretend I put that on because I was really wanting to. my deal these days? I keep forgetting primers, apparently. I'm just taking my Real Techniques buffing brush, and I'm buffing out the foundation with this. I'm trying to buff it carefully around the brows. And now I took a little bit of that foundation from the back of my hand onto my sponge, and I'm going over the entire complexion with the sponge just to press it into the skin further. Okay, so this foundation looks really nice. It's definitely radiant right now. I don't know if it's like my favorite though, just by looking at it right now. I don't know. I've just been so hooked on my Physicians Formula Healthy foundation, as well as the Wander Beauty Illusion foundation, I believe it's called. So this looks really pretty on the skin though, so I don't know. Let's keep going. I'm going to go ahead and use that Maybelline Fit Me concealer to conceal the under eye area as well as down the center of the face. And then I'm just going to blend all of that out with the same exact sponge. Well, I must say I love the combination of that foundation and this concealer. My skin looks very radiant and I really like it. So let's go ahead and set the under eyes. I'm going to be dipping into that same Lawless Seal the Deal setting powder. And I'm going to start by pressing that underneath the eye area to really lock in the concealer here. I'm also pressing that around areas that we concealed, so the chin and the nose, the center of the forehead. And then I'm taking a larger brush with that same powder and just setting the rest of the face. Alright, so now that the foundation and concealer is nice and locked in, let's go back into the eyes. So we're going back into the Colourpop eyeshadow palette, and I'm going to start off by using the exact same colors that we used on the top lid. So I'm going to start with Sandalwood, and I'm going to start to buff that along the lower lash line. I'm going to buff it out pretty low since it is a light color. I feel like that allows me to buff it down a little lower than I normally would with a transition shade. I really want this look to be nice and smoky. Next, we're going to dip into Nostalgia. This time we're running it a little bit closer to the lash line. I'm still wanting it to go down pretty far, but not as far as that first shade we applied. Alright, so now I'm going to take the black eyeliner, the Urban Decay eyeliner. I never do this, but we're going to line the waterline. And then on a flat brush, I'm going into Divina, that dark purple shade that we've been using. And I'm going to start to smudge that right up against the black liner on the outer third of the lash line, just to start to smoke that out a little bit. Then I'm going to dip into Nocturne, which is that cranberry shade. I'm just going to take the same brush, and I'm going to start to work that kind of along the center of the lower lash line. Then I'm going to take Flex, which is that silvery taupe shade that we had all over the lid, and I'm just applying it with my pinky along the lower lash line, a little something like that. I'm going back in with Divina, a little bit lower on the outer third of the lower lash line, just to really help define that. Let's apply some mascara to the lower lash line. I'm just taking the brush that we used on the top lid for the transition shades, and I'm just kind of buffing it, whatever's left on the brush, lower underneath that lower lash line. Since we did tightline the eyes, that usually can make your eyes look pretty small, so I feel like you can get away with buffing your shadow out a little bit lower and a little bit higher than usual. Going back into Lucid right here, I really want to focus that on the inner corner, and then also bring it down into the lower lash line as well. Well, now that we look like a vampire, let's warm up the complexion. I'm going to go into the Becca, Chloe, and Malika palette. This one is Made with Love by Chloe, and I'm going to go ahead and bronze, highlight, and blush my face using this palette. I'm going to start off with the Real Techniques contour brush, and I'm just going to kind of sculpt out the cheeks a little bit with this. I'm going to run it down the sides of the nose, underneath the nose, under the lip a little bit, and then we're going to go in with a fluffier brush. This one is from BH Cosmetics, and I'm just going to buff right over where we just applied the bronzer, and I'm also going to go ahead and apply it to the forehead. And I'm just buffing it down a little bit. Since my hair is pulled back, I'm also putting it into the hairline like that, and then along the jaw as well and down the neck a little bit. I love this bronzer because it has such a beautiful warmth to it, but it also has like a little bit of a glow. I've been obsessed with this palette recently. I'm actually going to go into highlighter first before blush, and so I'm going to take this one right here from the same Becca palette, and I'm just going to start to buff this along this portion of the face, kind of in like a C shape around the brow and then down toward the cheek. I like to put them a little bit on the front of the cheek so when I smile I have a little bit of a glow. I'm also going to take some down the center of the nose. I'm also going to take that and apply it just underneath the brows. You could use that same shade that we used in the inner corner. I wanted something a little bit lighter, so I'm just using the highlighter. I'm going to dip into this blush mostly right here called Fabulosity. And I'm just going to apply this to the apples of the cheeks. I feel like this will really go nicely with the pinks that we have going on in the transition area. So I'm just going to go ahead and smile and apply that to the cheeks. Alright, let's go ahead and remove any foundation that got on the lips. And let's see which color would look best. I'm feeling like the nude's gonna be so beautiful. I'm gonna go ahead and try on the gloss for you guys on my bare lips so that you can see what it looks like. It has a really pretty warm base to it, but then there's also flecks of pink and gold glitter in it, so it's really wearable. There's the lip gloss. This is called Glass Lip. I think that's a cute name for this, but I wanna wear the liquid lipstick, I think, for this look. This one's going to be a little bit too bold because our eyes are so bold. I want to go with the nude color. So, oh, that left behind some glitter on my lips. I'm going to go ahead and line the lips with this. This is the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Under Over Lip Liner, and it's in the shade Freestyle. I'm going to slightly overline the lips with this, channeling my inner iluvsarahii, which, by the way, if you're wondering, yes, she is just as gorgeous, if not more gorgeous in person. And also, she is so nice. I met her last summer at her Dose of Colors collaboration launch party, and she was seriously so stunning and so kind. She just has the most beautiful face. Like, her eyes and her lips are so stunning. All right, so we're gonna go into this ultra matte lip. It's in the shade Sueno de Coco. Hopefully I said that right. And we're just gonna go ahead and apply this right over top of the lip liner. All right, so there's the lip on. Let's assess the situation before we lock it in. More bronzer. What is new? I'm thinking maybe a little more highlighter. I know that's kind of crazy, but I'm feeling like having super glowy skin. I always go back and touch up the brows as well at this point. All right, I think I'm ready to lock in the complexion. I'm gonna use the Morphe Continuous Setting Mist, just all over the skin. Take my Andy fan and just lightly press down on the skin super lightly with the beauty sponge. And then I'm just going to take the brush that we used for setting the under eyes, and I'm just taking what's left on it to set the T-zone. I normally go in with my Rimmel Stay Matte transparent powder, but it's actually pretty late at night when I'm filming this, so I'm not going to need it to last all night. I do want to kind of mattify the T-zone a little bit though. As our final step, I'm just going to be setting the brows with my Benefit 24-Hour Brow Setter. Alright you guys, that is the final look using the new Colourpop and iluvsarahii collaboration. Oh, I'm obsessed. I love this. This is so beautiful, and I only used a fraction of the colors in here. I could do something so warm and beautiful. I could do something so neutral and wearable for every day. I could do something with blues. I can't wait to play with these kind of pink tones. This is a palette that I feel like would really carry itself nicely throughout the entire year. I feel like there are so many summer shades in this, spring shades, fall, and winter, like this one right here. So this is beautiful. Congrats to Karen on another collaboration with Colourpop. The lip colors are really pretty. I have tried this on before. Just yesterday I tried it on, and I didn't have a full face of makeup on, but I can tell it's a stunning color. So I'm gonna have to use this in a future tutorial so I can show you guys exactly how to use this, because it's a neutral, but it's actually a little bit more of a bold. It's like a rosy kind of color, but it actually pops really nicely on the lips. And then the gloss is really pretty as well. This nude is beautiful. I'm really happy about this whole trio, and I would definitely recommend picking up the eyeshadow palette as well. So that's it. I love how this look turned out. It's so glam. I never ever line my waterline like this, but I feel like it really kind of adds something extra for a night out. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Comment down below if you guys ended up picking this palette up, because if you did, I would love to do more tutorials using it. There's just so many options. I have so many ideas. So if you did pick it up, comment down below and let me know if you'd like to see more tutorials with this palette. You guys know I usually like to use products multiple times, especially eyeshadows multiple times, because nobody buys an eyeshadow palette just to use it once. So let me know if you want me to make more videos using this palette. If you're new here, hi, my name is Allie. I would love to have you join the family. You can do so by clicking on the subscribe button. And if you're already subscribed but you want to be notified on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays when I post my videos, click on the notification bell and you'll get a notification every single time I upload. So that's it. I'm feeling glam. I might go to Walmart tonight. I'm a little dressed up for Walmart, but you know what? We're just gonna go ahead and go anyway. I love you all so much. I hope you have an amazing day, and I will see you in my next video. Love you. Bye.